It has been a while since I've gotten Spock from the pet store. Spock, my little ball of fur, was unlike any other pet I had ever owned. He was special because he loved to lick my fingers. At first, it felt strange, his tiny rough tongue grazing my skin, but over time, it became a comforting ritual that eased my anxieties. Each night, after a long day, his rhythmic licking became my lullaby, coaxing me into a peaceful slumber. It was pretty late at night, and the moon hung low, casting an eerie glow through the curtains. I did my normal night routine, brushing my teeth, checking my phone one last time, and making sure the doors were locked. The house was silent, save for the faint hum of the refrigerator and the occasional creak of settling wood. As I lay on my bed, I snuggled with Spock, feeling his soft fur against my skin. He started to lick my fingers as usual, each stroke sending a wave of calm through me. I don't know when or why this became a part of our nightly routine, but it did. The sensation of his tiny tongue always relaxed me, helping me drift off to sleep with ease. So there I was, wrapped in my blankets, sleeping with my pet Spock until I fell into a deep sleep. It was around 2 a.m. when I was abruptly woken up by a jarring sense of unease. My heart pounded in my chest as I lay there in the darkness, my eyes struggling to adjust. It was weird because by the time I had woken up, there was no sound or anything. I was just woken up, feeling that something was wrong. The silence was deafening, pressing down on me like a weight. I strained my ears, but there was nothing, just the oppressive quiet of the night. Then I remembered that I was snuggling with my pet. Spock's presence always made me feel safe. So, with a trembling hand, I put my finger towards the direction of my pet, seeking that familiar comfort. I felt a warm, wet sensation as Spock started licking me, his tiny tongue moving methodically over my skin. The familiarity of it made me feel at ease again, my racing heart slowing down. I sighed in relief and let the rhythmic motion lull me back into a fragile sleep. The next morning, the first rays of sunlight filtered through the curtains, casting long shadows across the room. I stretched and yawned, feeling the remnants of last night's unease lingering at the edges of my mind. As I turned to check on Spock, my breath caught in my throat. There, lying on the floor beside my bed, was the deceased, lifeless body of my pet. His small form was still, eyes glazed over, and his fur matted with dried blood. It was as if all the warmth and life had been sucked out of him, leaving behind only a hollow shell. My heart pounded in my chest as I walked closer, my legs feeling like lead. As I approached, a sickening realization hit me. Spock hadn't been the one licking my fingers last night. My eyes widened in horror as I noticed the writing on the wall. Scrawled in blood, lick too, it said. You know, the room spun around me, and I stumbled back, my mind racing to make sense of the nightmare unfolding before me. After this incident, the police were called. They arrived, their stern faces and clinical detachment doing little to calm my frayed nerves. They combed through the house, looking for any clues, but no arrests were made. The conclusion that was reached was that the burglar who was searching for valuables in my house encountered my pet. Spock must have been making a lot of noise, trying to protect me, so the burglar ended up killing him. To prevent me from waking up and calling the police or catching him, he mimicked what my pet did earlier in the night. Chills go up my spine every time I remember this. The thought that someone had been watching me, learning my routines, and even mimicking my pet's actions, filled me with a terror I couldn't shake. Now I sleep with the lights on, every creak and whisper of the night amplified in my mind. I lock every door, even adding extra locks, because I do not know how long he was observing me, or if he might return. The comfort I once found in Spock's nightly ritual has been replaced by an unending fear, and the shadows of the night have become my constant companions.